Hey, woman of worth, it is your girl, Lady T, and I welcome you to the Successful Woman Podcast, where we are walking bold and whole from the inside out. Listen, this is episode 2, new season. This is season 2, and listen, we are about to go deeper. We are about to have a whole conversation today. So if I were you, listen, y'all know I got my background music on called Saturday Morning Jazz. So I got my background music ready. If I were you, I would go ahead and get you like some tea, coffee, whatever your favorite beverage is today, because we're getting ready to have woman to woman, heart to heart type of conversation today. So while I go over my church announcements, and yes, I did say church announcements, maybe, you can come back to that, but go ahead and get that because we are about to lean in and have a heart to heart. But when I tell you, you're going to leave today, I want to say not only enlightened, but you're going to leave today with a whole new perspective of relationships and how to successfully build them. That's what we're talking about today. But just hold on a second. Let me get some church announcements out, and then we're going to talk. All right, y'all ready? All right. So I just wanted to share this. And this is something that I actually launched latter part of last year. I'm excited about it. And it's now open again. And this is the wholeness coaching. And the framework of the wholeness journey is to really bring you back home. I am your personalized tour guide back home. And you may ask, well, where is home, Lady T? Glad you asked. Home is where I like to define as a place where you're fully aligned, you're fully aware, you're fully alive, and you're at ease. And this is something I expound more on during your wholeness coach and wholeness journey experience. And so if you would like more information, if you are one that feels like you're in a place where you're stuck, you're stagnant, you're just kind of struggling to find your footing, in this season, in this time in your life, or you're feeling just a little stressed because you don't know what to focus on. You don't really understand your whole purpose in life. There's just some stress about all of the I don't knows. If any of this is speaking to you, I'm talking to you. This is for you. And this is a time where I believe it's a good time to invest in you. And when I tell you the small investment, and when I say it's a small investment, it's not even a lot. It's just your time. And it's your effort, but it's also a small investment. But when I say it's so worth it, you are so worth the time, the impartation that goes into this wholeness journey experience. I'm telling you, this is the year, this is the moment in which I would suggest to invest in you. So in order to take advantage and to just learn more information, send an email to wholeisthenewgoal@gmail.com, and I'll include it in our notes today. wholeisthenewgoal@gmail.com. Go to that email address. In the subject line, I want you to put waitlist because I want you to join the waitlist. And what we'll do, of course, is respond to you in a timely manner so that we can get you more information and see how, we can lead you and how we can get you on a tour to your wholeness journey and experience. All right, it's going to be good. So that's my only announcement today, as far as just giving you that, because as we prepare for our whole conversation today, I think that's going to be something that's going to help guide you, as we even talk about our subject matter today. So what are we talking about today? I am glad you asked. So what we're talking about today is how to successfully build healthy relationships. All right, how to successfully build healthy relationships. But first, y'all knew it was coming, didn't you? But first, I have a question for you. before we get into the meat of this, I have a question. How is your heart? I'm gonna let that sit for just a second. Come on, you got your whole music in the background. Y'all need some holding music, right? How is your heart? Is my question to you. And I want you to take a moment and think about that. And while you're thinking about it, I want to dig a little deeper as to the function and the role of the heart. Okay, we're going to get a little bit educational today. I feel real professor-like today. All right, I feel professor-like. I know I kind of switch roles every episode, but I'm feeling professor because I feel like when you have the right information and tools, you're able to move, you're able to activate, you're able to really step into action, right? When you have the right information and when you get an understanding of things. And so every time I come, a part of what I believe I am to do is not just give you, okay, okay, this is what we're talking about, but I don't give you the information, I don't give you the tools, and I don't give you, what you need to move, behind it. It defeats the purpose, because we are the successful women of word. We are the successful women of word that are, I believe, we're rising up, but we're rising up differently this year. Come on, say it with me. We're rising up differently this year. We're rising up bold this year. We're rising up whole this year. But the difference is we're rising up clear. And I'm going to keep saying that because it's something about being clear. And I know I'm just going in today, right? I'm going all over the place, but just stay with me. Stay with me. I'm going somewhere. But we're rising up clear. And when you're clear about who and whose you are, when you're clear about your, how to move and how to navigate in certain seasons in your life, you move differently. And we're moving differently, intentionally, unapologetically this year. Somebody put that in the comments. All right. But while you're pondering that, let me share with you, I did some digging, and it's just simple definition. And then I want to get into a side note that I believe is going to literally, this is what's going to, I believe, activate you today and really have you thinking about how your heart plays a role in a lot of things. And in particularly what we're talking about today, in your relationships, right? So the role of your heart, it is the command center of your soul. It's the command center of your soul. And so when I got that definition, of course I went to the word. All right, because the word is true, and I'm unashamed. I am one who is unashamed of the gospel of Jesus Christ. So when I learned what the role of the heart is, it's the command center of the soul. I went right into a scripture, and it's Proverbs 23:4. And when I read it in the Passion Translation, this is what it says. And you'll see me look kind of down and up because I have my notes. I'm one that I like to refer to my notes and reference my notes to make sure I give you what you're supposed to have, okay, for today. The Proverbs 23:4 in the Passion Translation, it says, watch over the affections of your heart with all diligence. In other words, with some effort. I'll say it one more time. Watch over the affections of your heart with all diligence. Now lean into this part. For they affect all that you are. Ladies, come on. I'll go ahead and drink your little, if you got some coffee, just go ahead and take a little sip. because we're going all the way today, and we're gonna hit it. And I'm telling you, when you leave today, I believe this impartation and this word and this revelation and this understanding, you're getting ready to move differently and clearly, right? So when you really think about this, it says to watch over it. So what does that mean? There's a job for you to do. It's for you to protect it. And how do I protect my heart? How do I do that? You watch what goes in it. You take the time and you really become almost like the TSA. You know, the TSA, when you go to the airport, they checking for everything, making sure everything is in compliance, right? With what you're supposed to have in your bag and what's not. So I need you and us. We need to be like the TSA when it comes to what goes into our heart and what goes out. Because what we have learned today, and what I believe you're leaving more with an understanding today, is that it affects all that you are. So whatever is in there, because number one, it's a command center. Number two, it affects all of who you are. Come on, what does that say? That says that a lot of how we move, a lot of how we do, a lot of how we make decisions, a lot of how we navigate in this life and through life and through relationships and through, you know what I mean? And through our goals and careers and moves and, things of that nature. It plays a huge part. Huge. And so if we're not careful, if we don't monitor, that's a good word for today. That's a good word for today. Can you put that, if you got your notes, your little journal with you, can you put that? I need to monitor what goes in and out of my heart. So that means even with what I'm watching on TV, that means even who I allow, to speak into my life, who I allow in my circle, my circle of friends, and even at work, sometimes even what you allow to affect you. Because sometimes even on our jobs, where we are in the store, sometimes, hey, people can be peopling. And it puts you in a different space. It makes you feel a certain kind of way. But you have now become like the TSA, and you're beginning to monitor. I need that to stick with you today. Monitor what goes in and out and in and out of your heart. And if it's something that doesn't bring, I would say, a certain type of happiness or joy or positivity, or something that causes you to, to feel great about who you are, because you are great. You are wonderfully and fearfully made. You are the head and not the tail. You are a great woman who has purpose, who has destiny, and who will do great things in the earth. If it's something that's not feeding you and nurturing you for you to grow and develop properly, healthily, you need to check it. Check it. And if it's not acceptable, I need you to almost, how they have those stamps? I need you to stamp it. Denied. Immediately. Stamp it. Denied. If it's something that builds you, okay, we accept that one. Because now you're monitoring. Which means you're keeping a close eye. You're keeping a close watch. And you're more conscious about what's going in and what's coming out. This is good. This is good. But this is what the second part I'm going to leave with this, because this one right here is, how should I put this? This is going to have you ponder a bit. And this is why I left this for last, because I feel like it's almost going to be a part 2 to this, right? But in between the week, remember I told you that I am one. I like to give you something. I like to leave you with something that you can put effort towards, that you can move on, because that's what's going to help us to become the best version of who we're supposed to be. We want to be our best versions this year. Come on. Come on, ladies. Enough is enough. Come on. We've had our times of woe is me. We've had our times of disappointment. And that doesn't say we won't have disappointments. We will. But what I need us to do is, even from the things that have tried to ride us for up until this point, no, it's time. It's time to start fresh. We're still at the beginning and the top of 2024. And what I have spoken over the women of worth, it's forward. It's forward in 2024. Forward in 2024. Somebody put that in the comments. Forward in 2024. And I want you to keep saying forward in 2024. But I'm going to leave you with this, because this is what kind of brought it home for me. This is what it almost as if it just, it added all the, some of the flavoring and everything. Like, if you're baking cake, it added the substance in the eggs and all of that to it. But I'm going to leave you with this, because I want you to really think about it, because we have to take the time to examine what's in our heart. Because in order for us to build successful and healthy relationships, we have to know what's in our heart. We have to know how our heart is set up. That's good. You got to know how your heart is set up. Because how your heart is set up may not be how another person's heart is set up. This is not a, one size fits all. This is not a everybody heart is the same. It's not. And so you have to discover how your heart has been built, because that's what's going to help you determine how you monitor, and how you monitor effectively, what goes in and out. You got to figure that out, how your heart is set up. And we're going to talk more about that. But this right here, this is going to get you started. This is going to get you thinking. This is going to get you pondering. But it's also going to help you when you're starting to, when you're in a moment where you just have off the time to yourself, whether you have your little spa room, or you're in, you have a moment to yourself on your lunch break, or whatever that time is for you. Take 10, 15 minutes and just sit for a minute. And I think that's a part of some of the situations that we're encountering. We're not taking the time to invest. And you'll hear me say that a lot. This is the Successful Woman podcast. And a successful woman invests. And it's not just in all of the investments, ROI, that's important. All of those things are important, are good. But it's time to invest in you. It's time to make some executive decisions that concerneth you, for you to really walk forward whole bold in this year and moving forward. And I know y'all like, okay, Lady T, can you get to it? I'm getting to it. But I know I'm speaking to someone. Sometimes you just have to take a minute, speak to someone. I'm here for the one. I'm not here to be popular. I'm here to be impactful. I'm here on purpose, with purpose, on purpose. Come on. And it's for you. It's for you. And I'm so honored. So let's go. So this side note came in as I was just kind of looking, and preparing for our time today. And it says, your family history, personal health history, and lifestyle all affect how well your heart works. I'm going to say it one more time. Your family history, personal health history, and lifestyle all contribute to how well your heart works. Now, when I read this, of course, this was more on the lines of like your heart literally, like when you go, for a heart checkup or whatever the case may be. When they listen to your heart, and they listen to make sure there's no, there's that it's healthy. In other words, it's beating properly and all the things. What they also do, when you normally go to like your doctor, your primary care or whatever, they'll ask you about your family history, right? It's on purpose. It's on purpose. And so when I really read into this more, and when I really thought about it, if you go back a minute and and you start to just say, and look at your family dynamic, and it could be great. It could be, where you had, family time, you had both parents in your life, you had, you had a great family love and all the things, and that's wonderful. But even in that, even if you had the good, those great things as far as family history and how you all encountered and interacted with one another, have you ever took the time to think about what's different about how your heart is set up? Because even though mom, she shared love, she showed you love, dad did the same thing, they were supportive, all of the things, that was great. But have you ever taken the time to say, okay, but how is my heart built to receive love, to, receive, and to also to give out or to pour out? How is my heart built? You see what I'm saying? Because it may be different. It may be different. But even if you fall on the lines of, I didn't have, my mom was a single mom. My dad was a single dad. They raised me the best that they could. But even in that, maybe they missed some significant moments in your life. Maybe they didn't affirm you as much. Maybe they didn't always celebrate you, when you would do good. But when you did bad, it was a whole big deal. They always remembered that, or they always reacted to when you didn't do right. Right. Those are things that would go into your heart. You didn't know it. But as you got older, and as we become more mature, it's almost like it's something that we captured in our memory bank. And now it affects, how you move into relationships. It affects how you think about, other relationships, right? So sometimes family history can have a lot to do with how your command center has been flowing all this time. And it may be time to do a checkup. It may be time for you to explore what you have received, what you have, gained from family, from your upbringing, from your childhood up until now. And you may want to see, okay, what is outdated? What may have been good wisdom then, but it may not be applicable to my life right now because I'm a whole new, creature. Like I'm a whole new, person who's more aware of who I am. Or even if you're not aware of who you fully are and your purpose, that's why I'm here. I'm here to help you discover that. And it's coming. And if I could just put another plug in here, the wholeness journey experience can help you with that. Right? So I started on the family history, personal health history. All that flows together. How healthy was your, relationships, even, as you grew up, like some of the decisions and some of the way we would pick this person or that person or this friend or that friend or, whatever, it was based off of then. But as you have evolved, have you changed? Have you changed your strategy? Have you changed how you go about things when it comes to selection and selecting? Because I'm here to tell somebody some of that you've outgrown, or it's no longer valid for how your heart is set up. I'm trying to get that to you today. And I don't want to be long-winded because it's already, a little bit more than I wanted to do today. But I got to get this to you. So if you have to stop it and come back later, do that. Because I'm all about you getting the proper tools and information so that you can move in this year clear and unapologetically. So there's more to this. I'm going to stop right here. And we'll expound on the other things when we come back. But I want you to just dissect those two things. Your family history and your personal health history. Because it's certain things that you've said to yourself. It's certain thoughts that you've had about yourself for so long that you literally believe it now. And it's hard to change your mind about it, right? And so I want you to take some time. I want you to go and I want you to do a heart checkup. What is it? What wisdom? What thoughts and thinking have I received in my life? Have I just held in my heart? That I have received in my heart all of these years that has caused me to not only believe that, but it's caused for me to flow out of that. And in some cases and instances, it's cost me. Some of it had cost me. Some of it has cost me, coming out of a place, out of my identity, where my identity has been distorted. My identity has been compromised. Come on, let's get to the heart of the matter. And I know listen, ladies, I know this is deep and we're heading somewhere. But I'm here because I'm ready to see you win. I'm ready to see you healthy. And it starts in the heart. It starts in the heart. One more time for the people in the back. It starts in the heart. I can't express that enough. I can't say that enough. And that's why within this particular podcast, this Successful Woman podcast, everything is about flowing from the inside out. Because it is what matters. It is what will help set us up to win in life, to prosper in life, to go forward bold and whole, unapologetically. This is the setup, if you will. And I'm getting passionate about this because I think between, so many conversations that we're listening to and that is out there, we are missing the fact that it starts with the heart. And a healthy heart, it brings about wealth from the inside out. And that's why it's called the Successful Woman Podcast, because it's about what, the tools that we're getting. We're operating from the inside out. And when you're healthy in your heart, I believe it produces wealth from the inside out. I hope that made sense. I know I kind of went around a little bit and looped it. But I hope that made sense to you. Let's get down to it, ladies. Let's get to the matters of the heart. Because I want you to have a healthy heart so that you can cultivate, so that you can build successful, healthy relationships in the days to come, in the years to come. Okay? Because we have to understand healthy relationships, they matter, but what matters most is a healthy heart. And we've seen that today from our definition and from the scripture that I read to your heart today. It says it affects all that you are. I'm going to leave you with that. It affects all that you are. So whatever the condition of your heart is in, and to thine own self be true. Let's be honest. What is the condition of your heart? And that's what you're going to ponder on. You're going to look into your family history. You're going to look into some personal health things, as far as even, relationships from your past, all of that. Just for a minute, just dig. I know you like, Lady T, I don't really want, but I'm telling you, some things you have to identify. You have to identify it before you can really overcome it. Okay? All right, we can do it. Let's do it together. I've had to do it. Let's do it together. We can do it together. Okay? All right. So I'm going to end there and come back. And we're going to expound more on how to build successful and healthy relationships. But first, it starts with the heart. So until we meet again, ladies, be blessed. And as I always say, I believe in you. I believe you're getting ready to invest in you like never before. And guess what? You're worth it. You are so, so worth it. All right? So until we meet again next time, have a wonderful rest of your day, week, whatever time you're watching this. I can't wait to be with you again so that we can dig a little bit deeper and really cultivate healthy hearts, so that we can continue to build healthy relationships and go about life in a healthy way, in a wealthy way. All right? And I will talk to you all soon.